followed by the hated Celtics next Monday.
What pushes you to continue to get better?
Every day you got to go out there and work because there's someone out there working too. And if you stop, I think they can pass you up. My mother brought me up real good.
What is your individual long-term goal right now as a 16-year-old? What's your long-term goal?
To get to the NBA.
Do you want to be the best?
Yeah.
With the first pick in the 2003 NBA draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select LeBron James.
In probably the most anticipated debut of any first-year athlete in any sport.
I'm going to tell all the NBA players right now, he's much better than you think he is.
LeBron, love and levitation. 5,000 NBA points, the youngest ever to reach it in the history of this league.
James scores with 2.2 to go. He has scored the last 25 points for Cleveland, 29 of the last 30. One of the all-time performances in NBA history.
I'm going to drive these guys, and this is going to be your league in a little while. But I appreciate you giving us this year.
Youngest player ever to reach 10,000 career points.
James and Pierce going back and forth at each other.
For three for the win. Yes! LeBron James at the buzzer.
Cleveland, Ohio, make some noise.
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection.
Cleveland, this is for you.
Reality is better than a dream. I don't even want to dream anymore. A dream can't get better than the life I'm in right now, so I'd rather just stay up 24 hours.
They call him the kid from Akron. You see the numbers first in Cavs history in games, points, threes, rebounds, assists, and finals MVPs. What do you know about that, Rob? Look at the numbers.
Oh, the numbers are great. I thought you were talking about NBA Finals. I was like, I've never been to a final, but okay then. But no, this is the funny thing about LeBron. I had the pleasure of playing against him in 2007 in the finals, and it was all him. And for him to be able to do it by himself and take a team to the finals is incredible because there's a lot of great players in this league that have not made it to the finals, so he's great.
Obviously, LeBron has made it very clear if he's healthy, he'll play, but especially against the Cavs. You still think it's important for him to play against the Cavs?
Of course, because it's not a national televised game, so this game is broadcast back in Cleveland. He can show all his friends and family he still got the skill set. And just go out and just play and have some fun because, he's still loved in Cleveland. It's hard for, the fans to get a chance to see sometime on this side of the world, but it's just great for him to go out and play, not just for the Cleveland fans, for the fans all over the world because he's a great player.
Would it mean more to you when you would go back and face your former teams?
Of course.
Facing your former teams in general?
Of course.
Yeah.
It was really important, especially Phoenix. But, going back to Houston, Phoenix, even when I came back into L.A. and played when I was with San Antonio, you wanted to come out and have a good performance to let the people know, hey, you got rid of me because you thought I was not worthy of your team, and I could still get it done. And it's just fun to play back in front of them. It's like coming home.
Yeah, for sure. Always something to prove. Sticking along the LeBron James theme here, check out this quote from Jimmy Butler saying he's still the best all-around player in the league. He literally does everything well. He can shoot, pass, attack the rim, defend. You need a bucket, LeBron's got you. You need a rebound, a steal, or a block, he's got you. Whatever you need, whenever you need it, Bron's got you. And I want, on this note, to head back to El Segundo and, of course, bring in Derek Fisher. D-Fish, when you see that quote from Jimmy Butler, do you agree? Is LeBron James still the best all-around player today?
I think there's a debate to be, held in terms of LeBron, Kawhi Leonard, Giannis. There are a number of players that are really versatile, complete, play at both ends. But until someone knocks LeBron off of the throne in terms of the championship success, I'm still going with LeBron. What he is doing this season cannot be taken for granted. At this point in his career, leading the league in assists, finishing above the rim, not just at the rim, still with the strength and the power and the veracity of a young player. I'm just not sure there's a more complete guy. I don't think he grinds as hard defensively as he used to earlier in his career, but when he needs to get it done, this Lakers team is clued in and locked in defensively, and I think LeBron is better this year than he was last year as a Laker on the defensive end.
When you talk about keeping his squad locked in, Rob, it's something that I tell people all the time. That is one area LeBron excels at, is he can beat you with his mind.
Oh, that's incredible, because there's a lot of these guys like who just play the game. When you can play the game and know the game and anticipate every aspect of the game, and that's what LeBron can do. Is he can tell you where a guy's going to be before the guy gets there. But the thing that impresses me the most is his recall, his total recall. That lets me know he's a machine right there. He can tell you almost every play of a game after he's finished playing it. And I can barely remember, the last 5 seconds of a game. But he's so intelligent on the court and off the court that it's amazing how he can get guys in a position to make themselves better. And that's what an ideal teammate is to get the guys around them, put them in a position to succeed, and make everybody around them better.
Speaking of teammates, there are a couple of his former teammates, Tristan Thompson being one of them, Kevin Love being another, playing for the Cavs tonight. The trade deadline is coming up. Do you anticipate Kevin Love being moved to a title contender?
I don't think so. I think it all boils down to his skill set. I think Kevin is a little long in the tooth, and so I don't think any teams out there are ready to make a move him, because he is a player that demands the ball. He needs the ball, and that has been proven over the years. Even when LeBron went to Cleveland, Kevin Love wasn't as effective, and now LeBron is gone, and he got these young guys that are trying to show who they are. He's not getting the ball, so he's the type of player that needs the ball, and I don't think anybody out there is going to go out and just say, hey, I'm going to spend all this money for this guy to him try to improve this team.
And that's the point as we bring in Derek Fisher again. D-Fish, there are a lot of years and money left still to pay Kevin Love, but there are teams out there that many people are talking maybe Kevin could help them. Dallas being one of them, Portland being one of them. Could Kevin Love help a team with their title hopes?
With title hopes, I'm not sure. I do think a team maybe like the Portland Trail Blazers, who are looking for that additional scoring threat outside of just Damian Lillard, McCollum. Obviously, Carmelo Anthony is a great story in his return. Kevin Love could give them some additional offensive output, but we do know Kevin is limited on the defensive end in terms of guarding perimeter players, guarding in screen roll, etc. And as you mentioned, Ali, the money and the amount of years left on his contract, maybe it helps a team in the short run to try to make a playoff push in 2020, but now you're stuck with that contract and those years for the next 2 or 3 seasons, and that doesn't line up with a lot of teams in the salary cap consequences there. So unless there's a major injury, I'm not sure a team wants to take that risk on Kevin Love right now due to the level of commitment.
Turn left to right.
Yeah, no doubt. Good stuff there, D-Fish. One thing's for sure, Kevin Love has made it known that he wants to play 3 to 5 more years, and he feels like he can help a team win. Of course, Cleveland not really in that area of title contention as we speak. But of course, Cavs and Lakers coming up in just about a half hour here on Spectrum Sportsnet as we are live from Staples Center. Kyle Kuzma's hair looks even more blonde than before. Mike Trudell will get to the bottom of that in their one-on-one coming up. And next on Access, KCP working on a great redemption story this season. Of course, he's shooting the lights out. Lakers bench is making a comeback of their own. We'll discuss the importance of the role players next.
Access Sportsnet Lakers is brought to you in part by Carl's Jr. The guacamole double cheeseburger is back in only $2.99 for a limited time at Carl's Jr.
Do.
Well, you can, but only if he's extremely hurt, because I'm a big believer if you can play, and I know some say, oh, it's the Cavs. The Cavs are an NBA team,
okay,
and they can come out and win at any given night. You just take one guy to get high. You got a great all-star in Kevin Love. He's still trying to prove people he can still play, even though he's on this team, and there's a lot of turmoil going on with that, but he wants to come out and play. You got the good guard from Alabama, Colin, and so it's one of those things that you never know who can do. So Sexton, so it's one of those things where you got to come out and play basketball. You can't take them lightly, and we know LeBron's going to be ready, so everybody else has to be.
All right, well, that says AD not on the way yet. You know who is on the way?
Who?
It is our guys back in the studio. I know you're so excited. Wow. Oh, Geeter, Brez. I was so excited to bring you guys in, welcome you for Brez's three-point play.
I knew it was coming up. Who really cares about Brez's three-point play?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Put a lot of time into it, Rob. I'm a producer and a.
Nah, I'm kidding. I love your three-point play, Brez. I loved it. I love it, man.
It's sponsored today, Rob.
You're my favorite reporter of all time.
Does BT know that?
Rob just actually basically told me the same thing, so we don't listen to him. Guys, take it away.
By the way, love the ties. Good work out there, Allie. Obviously, pretty cool thing right there. And Brez, your three-point play is important because it's brought to you by Auto Nation. 3 things that you're looking forward to in this game. Rondo's hurt. Did you know it? I mean, what happened?
Lakers just announced it about an hour ago. He had an MRI today. We knew his finger was sore, but the Lakers have said the MRI revealed an avulsion fracture. What is that? It's when a tendon kind of gets pulled and takes a little piece of bone with it. It's very painful. You don't get it operated on. Kobe Bryant had this a little over 10 years ago, and he played through it. Rondo's is on his right ring finger. Kobe had it on his right index finger. And it just hurts every time you get smacked on it. You know, if you go through a pick and you brush up against someone, Kobe would kind of wince and kind of have to do this, and he'd stay in the game, but have to kind of get the flow back in that finger. So Rondo's, it's going to be really just pain threshold and that type of thing. But he's day-to-day, according to the Lakers.
Tough times in Cleveland. Again, they're not very good. Brez, do they have a chance to win this game? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't think so. Okay. I'll tell you what, though. They've been playing better lately.
What are they against teams over 500?
They were 2-18 against teams over 500. And by the way, the Lakers are 21-0 against teams under 500. I would not take Cleveland straight up in this game if I was a betting man. They have been playing better lately. They beat Denver the other night in Denver. So there's that, at least. And they have some things to look forward to. Kevin Love's still putting up pretty good numbers, despite the fact there's rampant rumors that he might not make it in Cleveland through the trade deadline. And Robert Ory would love this. Colin Sexton, his Alabama guy, he's having a pretty good season, averaging 22 points this month, had 26.
Had a little turmoil there with the coach. There's some things going on.
Yeah, so some stuff going on.
14.5 point spread.
Yeah, a big spread. I want to touch it. 2 quick things about Cleveland. 29th in defensive rating and only about 24 in offensive rating.
That's
just not very good.
It's not a good combo.
No.
Avery Bradley, key for this team.
Yeah.
Would you agree? One of the keys, or so you could make it
for sure. Definitely a key. Doesn't get the pub that obviously LeBron, AD, Kuzma, even the 2 centers playing so well, and of course Danny Green. But I thought it was very telling the other day. After the game in Dallas, LeBron said something very important about Avery Bradley. And here's the quote right here. He said, when Avery's in the lineup, he always sets the tone for us defensively. We just try to be the eyes and ears behind him, let him know he's not by himself. But he's such a superior and lockdown individual defender. It's always great to have him on the floor. And that was after Bradley really helped win that game big time for the Lakers, held Luka Doncic to 8 of 19 shooting. Doncic barely had more assists than turnovers. It was a 7-to-6 ratio. So, Bradley, he's not going to get 20 points a game for you. He might have a great game and score 15 or 16. We know he can do well on offense. He had a good finish to last season with Memphis. But what you're going to get from him is what you're not always going to see. But LeBron really kind of highlighted what he does bring to this team.
You know who appreciates him? Every guy on that team, because he's chasing around every great guard in this league and doing all the stuff that none of those guys really want to do.
Point guard, shooting guard, doesn't matter for him.
All right, straight ahead on Access, Cleveland.